So, Rent Boy Starmer, the man in charge of the CPS when it refused to prosecute Jimmy Savile, the most notorious paedophile that's ever lived, has took Britain, England to war ready, being war ready against Russia, being war ready. Who's voting for this war? Nobody that I know that I speak to is voting for us to fight Russia in a war that we would lose tremendously. Nobody cares about what's going on over there. Yet this man is marching forward like he's Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill in high heels. I mean, this is the geezer that a couple of weeks ago was literally on a train, got caught allegedly with cocaine. Is this how far that we've fallen now, that we literally don't care about that? The man that's in charge, the man that couldn't even punch a punch bag. Look at that video of him trying to punch a punch bag. Getting caught, going to the cocaine base of Europe, where there's probably loads of rent boys running around the Ukraine, not saying he was there for them, and getting on the sniff. I mean, who cares about what this geezer says? Why is this the people that... The only people that could possibly be for this war are the mask wearers. And they're in the minority now. What one of yous lot would go around and never wear a mask again if you was told to? What one of yous would stay indoors if you was ever told to again? These are the only people that applaud this idiot. I mean, I'm not going to pretend. I'm an ex-con. I know nothing. Yeah, done 10 years in prison. But Russia and Ukraine. Russia didn't make it illegal for Ukrainians to talk Ukrainian in Russia. Ukraine did. Ukraine made it illegal for the Russian-speaking Ukrainians, well, they're Russians really. They thought themselves as Russians. He made it illegal for them to talk their own language in Ukraine. Yeah? The eastern part of Ukraine that spoke Russian, he made it illegal for them to talk their own language. And Russia come along and took every single part of that. And by the way, let's just have it straight. All the places that Russia said they was going to take to begin with, they've taken. Don't believe the news and believe that there's some back and forth. Russia has taken everything that it wants. Everything that it set out to take, it took. And it controls them, and they're now part of Russia. And we go, and old Rent Boy Starmer goes, we don't recognise that. So what? It's still part of Russia. It'd be like the rest of the world going, we don't recognise United Kingdom because you know it took Scotland and Ireland and what. It's like, who cares? They're all part of the United Kingdom. Who cares what you think? This is the strength of it. Russia has taken it. Russia owns it. It is part of Russia now. And the people that were in eastern Ukraine that has been taken are glad. I'm not saying Russia's the good guy and Ukraine's the bad guy, but you know, Russia didn't make it illegal for Ukrainians to talk Ukrainian in Russia. You know, Russia isn't... People don't flock to Russia to get on the Charlie and to visit rent boys. Yet you get people that watch the news and go, yeah, let's go to war with Russia. I've just watched a little bit of Chris Frall's channel, yeah, and I might be nicking some of what he said, but it's relevant. And I've spoke about it for years anyway. Like, I spoke about it with my granddad, with my old man. It's like, we went to Iraq and Afghanistan, and we blew up a load of people riding camels that were defenceless. We just blew them up. And we're going, yeah, we was at war with them. At war, we was massacring them. It's a bit different with Russia that talk about they have a submarine that could create a wave that would just bury the United Kingdom. And we're going, yeah, let's go to war with them. Let's go to war with them. We ain't got a machine that could make a wave that big. We're going, let's go to war with them. And all the idiots that wave all the English people that wave Ukrainian flags in England. And I'm saying it as it is. I'm not as diplomatic as these other people. They're idiots. They are praying for power shortages in England. They're waving their flag for higher food prices, for higher electricity prices, for higher gas prices. Most of this stuff comes out of that part of the world. I mean, there's someone that lives across the street with a Ukrainian flag in their window. Maybe they're Ukrainians. That's sort of more understandable, but not really. I mean, I have that on my arm, and that's a regret. Yeah, I'm an Englishman, and I don't look at what we've done in Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria and all that and go, yeah, mate, let me put my Union Jack in the window because I'm proper proud of blowing up a load of defenceless people on camels. I can see it for what it is. So if you're a Ukrainian, surely you can see it for what it is. Your country's been wiped out, and we are paying for it, for your country to be wiped out. Russia hasn't been wiped out. There's no cities in Russia that's been levelled. Ukraine doesn't exist anymore. It's been flattened. There's probably like rich parts of it that will never be flattened. You know, the places where the cocaine and the rent boys are. Go back to that tattoo. One of the biggest regrets I have now is having that. Not because people think I'm a racist. And that's a racist tattoo. You've got a bulldog on a flag. They need to get a life as well. Because why was I proud to be British? Why was I proud to be English? This country has given me nothing. I've had to fight for every little morsel I've ever got. I remember going to social services when I was 14 or 15. Social services which are part of England, part of Great Britain, run by the British government ultimately. And going there and going, look, I'm homeless, I've got nowhere to live. My mum and stepdad kicked me out, never let me in. I sleep in a cardboard box on their doorstep. They step over me and laugh when they go to work in the morning. I need help. They went, well, unless you give me a letter from your mum saying that she's kicked you out. It's like, what, she's going to... And by the way, Romford Social Services, take me to court if I'm lying. It's like, what, I've got to go to my mum and ask her to admit to committing a crime on paper and get her to sign it before you'll act. Does that make sense? I guarantee you if I was a little Ukrainian boy going there saying, oh, I'm homeless, I've got nowhere to go, I'd be living in a mansion right now. Probably with 10 million in the bank. People need to liven up. People need to get wise to what's going on in the world. Starmer is only saying this because he's getting blackmailed. Again, who was setting the lights to all of his houses and all that? It wasn't Russian spies, was it? Allegedly, it was rent boys. And I say it again, and I said it in the last video. I'll say it again. How did they know where his address was? I don't know his address. You don't know his address. But some rent boys allegedly knew his address. People like him is only in power because he's getting blackmailed and he's a weak man that's getting told what to do. YouTube the video of him punching a punch bag, please. So the next time you want to wave your little Ukrainian flag, look, I'm thinking of my boy in there who's screaming at something. Think of your kids. Think of the kids that are going to go to Ukraine or Russia and get wiped off the face of the earth. If you like the sounds of your kids laughing or crying or doing whatever he's doing in there, then be against what Keir Starmer's saying. The man that was in charge of the Crown Prosecution Service when it refused to prosecute Jimmy Savile for being a nonce. He was in charge of it at that time. And he refused to prosecute him. Sort of makes sense now why he refused. Anyway, adios.